Alright, today we are here on the public test server for patch 8.0 Space Marine 2 to talk about the Bulwark class, his new reworked perks, and his new weapon, the Thunder Hammer. Now, the Thunder Hammer is really not a weapon I expected to see on this class. It's really OP in lore, it's quite lore accurate to have it on a Bulwark, but in the video game of Space Marine 2, the Thunder Hammer is probably the worst weapon in melee, and is definitely the worst weapon on the Bulwark class, mainly because when the Bulwark uses the Thunder Hammer, he will lose out entirely on his shield, and the shield for the Bulwark gives him a guaranteed animation cancel. It gives him a synergy with his Masterful Defense perk to get his banner back. It also allows him to block the ranged attacks, and all of that put together just gives you so many more options than a two-handed mediocre melee weapon does. But that being said, the Thunder Hammer is still pretty fun, and it does have some class-specific perks here, or some reworked perks that are only on the Bulwark. But as far as the perk tree for the Thunder Hammer goes, we do take a little bit of a different perk setup here than we do on like the Assault class, mainly because the Bulwark benefits from the Pommel Smash far more than the Assault class does because of his perk tree. And the Pommel Smash, if you're unaware what this is, it is just the running light attack with the Thunder Hammer. I'll show a little video of it with like an input overlay just so you have an idea. It's quite easy to pull off, quite safe, and overall it's actually pretty good on the Bulwark. And as far as the two best variants for this weapon go, that would be the Relic Tier block version and the Artificer balance version. And I have a video on the Assault class talking about these weapon variants a little bit more, and I'll put up in the corner if you're curious to see more about that. But as far as the perk tree goes, they have reworked a few of the perks in this game. Number one, forward momentum. After a shield bash or Thunder Hammer pommel smash, melee damage increases by 30% for 10 seconds. Now, 30% melee damage increase in this game is quite hard to come by. You can only find that in things like the assaults. Let's see, where is your retribution? That's not it. Where is it here? Retribution. After you are grabbed or not back, you deal 25% more melee damage for 20 seconds. Like, hefty melee bonuses like this are pretty hard to come by. 30% is one of the highest in the entire game. It's quite a good perk. 10 seconds is a pretty long uptime, especially for something that is as easy to pull off as a pommel smash. But overall, my biggest issue with this perk is that it is put in the tree for Intimidating Aura and Conviction. Now, Intimidating Aura is one of the best perks in this game. It does feel like it got a little bit of a nerf in this upcoming patch, but it does now function on Perfect Block as well as Perfect Parry, and the damage bonus of this is just pretty consistent and very good overall still. I think it's better than 30% melee damage, but if you're going for the Thunder Hammer Pommel Smash build, this is the Pommel Smash perk. Now, as for the next perk they reworked, it would be Concussive Force. Shield Bash damage deals 200% more damage, and the Thunder Hammer Pommel Smash deals 100% more damage, and deals an area of effect within a 7-meter radius. Cooldown is 5 seconds. Now, I've used this quite a bit. I've used it in quite like a few operation runs, true solo and solo. It's pretty good. Like, the AoE is quite wide. It is able to deal a lot of damage to people. 7 meters is pretty decent. And the only problem I really have with it, to be honest, is that it is in the gear tree for Invigorating Icon. And like, this is like the premium premier like noob perk. Okay, maybe that's a defensive thing to say. This is like the premium meta perk for this class, and like most people that are just trying to like get by with Bulwark, they're gonna be taking Invigorating Icon, and like a pommel smash build, like losing out on Invigorating Icon and Glorious Shield to take like only like what, one option perk here for your weapon. It's kind of odd to me. Like, Glorious Shield is pretty good too, and honestly, having your banner up longer for your Thunder Hammer lets you get off Aftershocks more. I don't know, I just think this perk is kind of oddly placed. I'll probably move this around somewhere, though to be honest, I don't know where you would move the perks in this game, because this game's perk trees are kind of restrictive, and maybe we should add in some new rows. It's just a thought. But as for the next perk here, they have Merciless Resolve. After a Shield Bash or Thunder Hammer Pommel Smash, melee damage increases by 15%. You do not lose control upon taking heavy hits, and you cannot be knocked back for 10 seconds. I think this perk is like straight up good. I actually think this perk is good with just a Shield Bash, and on the Thunder Hammer Pommel Smash, that's just a 10-second 15% bonus on top of no knockback. And you know, if you've seen any of my videos, you would know that no knockback is super good in this game. It is super valuable. It is amazing. It will save your life against so much stuff, and a Thunder Hammer Pommel Smash is really easy to pull off. It's actually easier to pull off in a lot of cases than a Shield Bash is, just because of the range of the Thunder Hammer Pommel Smash. So this perk, very good. Of all the Thunderhammer Pommel Smash perks, I think this one is the best just because it doesn't really take up a slot that you really need. I mean, the 20% more damage on Banner is good, but this perk is pretty easy to just pick up if you're using the Thunderhammer as opposed to this perk. And as far as the signature perks for this go, like, your other perk setups, I would just go the standard of, like, if you're using a balanced one or even a fencing hammer, just go for armor reinforcement. If you're not, take Seal Within. Seal Within will save your life in a lot of cases. And if you're taking things like the signature perks here, defensive mastery is ass. Armored advance, always good. No knockback whenever you have armor. This class has a ton of armor regen with stuff like focus restoration and armor reinforcement, and no knockback is super valuable, like we've talked about previously. Alternatively, you can take emergency countermeasure because a 90-second shock grenade is honestly pretty good because whenever your armor drops, that is when you're at your most vulnerable, and dropping a shock grenade like a squid inking is pretty good. And the shock grenades in this game are actually pretty top tier. I rank them as like an A tier equipment. But I digress. As for the prestige perks here, I would say Auxiliary Reload, Resilience, Overcharge, and Powerful Shot. This is pretty standard, especially since Masterful Defense does absolutely nothing for you with the Thunderhammer on the Bulwark. And overall, the Bulwark, I don't know, they should like really change this perk around to function in some way with the Thunderhammer. Like make it so when you stagger an enemy or something, you get like 1% back. That'd be pretty fair, right? I don't know. Let me know what you guys think about that in the comments below, because I think ability recharge in this game is pretty fun, especially for your banner. Because, let's go on a tangent here. The banner in this game is actually super fun, and it's even more fun when you are using Invigorating Icon if you haven't done it before. Glorious Shield is a ton of fun in this game. The only problem is I feel like you don't get to use your banner enough. And the banner is just like the most entertaining part of this whole class, in my opinion, besides like swinging around a power sword. So, I mean, more banners, more fun, in my opinion. And I'll probably make a whole video talking about why the Invigorating Icon really doesn't need to be nerfed anymore, in my opinion. I don't even think this perk is that OP in Horde mode, because 50% slower recharge, that is enough of a nerf, in my opinion. Maybe that's a hot take. Like, will this perk still be absurdly strong? Yeah, but does it need to be nerfed even more than a 50% reduction? I don't know. I mean, I'm okay with there being noob options or like easy mode options or like, whatever you want to call it. It's OP in operations, but like so is like everything. So yeah, nerfing this thing or reworking it, I don't even know if that's really that necessary anymore. That's just a hot take. Either way, that is my opinion on the Thunderhammer Bulwark. Thunderhammer's a lot of fun. I do enjoy the Thunderhammer. The only reason I like the Thunderhammer more on Assault is because the Thunderhammer gives him a greater radius on his ground pound. And on Bulwark, I've used it quite a bit. It's just that, once again, we get into the problem of this game, which is that Chaos sucks donkey ass. And the reason that the Chaos sucks so much with a slow weapon is that if you get a bad aftershock on your Thunderhammer, you're going to get your cheeks clapped because you cannot animation cancel your Thunderhammer properly without like a shield. Like a normal parry animation cancel, you'll just die. And to properly use this perk setup for the Thunderhammer, you have to give up a ton of your defense. So you're like an offensive guy that does less damage than every other option you have. So that's just kind of strange. Like, why do I get to one-shot things with my power fist, and then like I have to charge all the way up for this thing, like 2 feet away from the enemy? I don't know. It's just a thought. Maybe I'll rant about this someday. I guess I'm already doing that, but I'll rant about it more. Anyways, guys, let me know what you guys think about the Thunderhammer in the comments below if you're going to be using this on the Bulwark. I want to say, it is a ton of fun. You can definitely use it in operations. It's not a bad weapon. Nothing in this game is, like, proper bad, except for, like, maybe the Assault's damage reduction. But overall, it's still pretty good. It's still usable in Siege mode in a team. You might struggle a little bit, but if you're trying to have fun, pick it up, slam some stuff. It's pretty good. I think it's a pretty decent setup for it. If you have a better one, let me know in the comments below. And as always, thanks for watching. Thank you guys for all the support over the past 8 months. And also, thank you guys for the Darktide support on the videos I'm making for that. I want to say, like, it's been really kind of a shock to me recently. I also want to thank all my channel members for all their support recently. And yeah, that's all I have to say. As always, take it easy. Have a great time. Evening, night, or day, whatever it may be. Peace.